Color is comprised of 8 tabs at the top of the application window. These are referred to as 8 separate rooms for performing color correction. These tabs can be navigated with either the mouse, keyboard, or an optional control surface. Press Command 1 for the first tab, Command 2 for the second, and so on. The flat gray appearance of the interface is extremely intentional. It helps to neutralize contrast biases that would otherwise lead to incorrect color corrections. Color is optimized for working with dual displays. To switch between single and dual display modes on the next launch of the application, choose Window, then Single or Dual Display Mode. The layout of the 8 tabs, or rooms, is also intentional. There's a progression from left to right as grading proceeds. A job is initiated in the Setup tab, then initial primary color corrections are performed in the Primary In tab, and so on. This is also the order in which color corrections are applied. Primary In corrections first, then secondaries, then color effects, then primary out corrections. The timeline at the base of the user interface will typically display a thumbnail representation of each clip. The size of the thumbnail can be changed by clicking on the track line underneath the thumbnail and dragging either up, smaller, or down, larger. Use Command plus and minus to zoom in or out, and the middle mouse button to pan. You'll notice underneath the clip thumbnail a blue tab called Grade 1. Each clip will by default come with a Grade 1. This is a visual representation of the current look you're developing or have developed and is referred to as a hot grade. You can have up to 4 grades per clip. Coming from Final Cut Pro, setup is essentially taken care of for you. To send your sequence from Final Cut Pro to Color for editing, select your sequence in the browser and choose File, Send to, Color. Choose a name for the project and click OK. Color launches and you're presented with a set of options. Activate Broadcast Safe by selecting it and use Advanced Conform options if necessary. You can always modify Broadcast Safe settings later. After you click Import, your footage is added and your sequence should be visible in the timeline at the base of the interface. The Setup tab is designed to perform multiple functions. Personal Preferences, Project Settings, and Media are all handled in the sub-tabs found at the base of the right pane. New footage is imported into a project using the file browser occupying the left pane of the Setup tab. Use the Up and Home buttons at top left to navigate to footage on your hard drive. Files identified as valid content will be displayed as thumbnails. Clicking a thumbnail will display additional metadata, shot name, duration, codec, resolution, frame rate, and timecode. Underneath the preview thumbnail with the metadata is an import button that when clicked will place the clip into the timeline. If you've sent a Final Cut Pro project to Color, you'll see your compiled sequence displayed just as you arranged it in Final Cut Pro. Any new clips you import are added to the end of the timeline. The right pane defaults to the shot list area. Here, all the shots that are currently in the timeline will be displayed as a list. The list is sorted sequentially from top to bottom. The shot list contains the following information: shot number, shot name, colorist, status, reconform, and notes. Change to an icon view to see clips represented as tiles, much like the DVD Studio Pro graphical view. Click and drag the shot names at the base of the thumbnails to rearrange them. Shift-click to select multiple shots and then press G to group them. This is useful for applying the same grading settings to several clips at once. Each clip name is appended with a shot number. Enter this number in the Go To Shot field to instantly jump to that shot in the timeline. Next is the Grade Bin tab. Here you store the entire look, grade, or color correction. Color creates thumbnails whenever a grade is saved. Whatever frame you're on during the saved grade is what Color will use for the bin. The grade bin is a global look, meaning everything that was used to create that particular look is saved. The Project Settings tab provides all the particulars about a project, like colorist name, project resolution, project name, render directory, and so on. Of important note, this is where you enable Broadcast Safe. In the Messages tab, color communicates important information. All messages are color-coded by importance. White text is normal, yellow text is important, and red text usually requires your attention. Finally, the User Preferences tab offers a variety of customization options. Among other things, the information displayed in the timeline can be controlled here along with the colors used within the timeline. On the right-hand side are a series of radio buttons for advanced features, but important to note is the autosave functionality. You control the amount of time that passes between autosaves. The default is 5 minutes.